Here is our Antrenman program or workout plan for today's session. We're going to start with preparation and safety, move into setting your posture, tackle active movements, and look at pacing. And finally, we'll finish strong by revealing a secret formula that pro trainers actually use. Let's dive in.
Section 1. Preparation and Setup. Exercise İngilizcesine hazırlık. Okay, the absolute foundational rule of any fitness journey is safety. Notice how the phrase clearance from translates directly to getting the green light or Önemi from your doctor. Whenever an instructor uses this phrase, they are telling you loud and clear that medical safety comes first. Understanding this ensures you know exactly when a routine is recommending professional medical advice before you proceed.
Sticking with safety for a second, really pay attention to the phrase, pain on. An instructor might say, you may just be having pain on one side. Identifying this localized discomfort allows you to safely modify your routine, ease up a bit, or switch to a variation so you don't risk an injury.
Section 2. Setting your posture. Doğru vücut pozisyonu alma.
Here is a classic, everyday exercise sentence you are going to hear all the time. You can lie down on your back. Lie down is your starting posture. Once you are horizontally set, trainers will immediately start using directional prepositions. They'll ask you to place a resistance band underneath your knees, or maybe position a pillow just above your knees. Grasping lie down literally sets the stage for all those other precise equipment placements.
Think about the connection between your everyday life and your workout. We sit on a bench or rest on our knees. But actually, check your posture right now. Are you currently hunched over a computer or smartphone? Instructors reference these daily physical habits to explain why we need corrective exercises in the first place. Connecting these English positional phrases to what you do every day makes them so much easier to remember.
Section 3. Active movements. Hareket ve baskı komutları.
Now look at the stark contrast between these two physical intentions. Push into versus take pressure off. Push into the floor means you need to actively apply force and engage your muscles against a surface. On the flip side, take pressure off means to relieve strain, like shifting your weight to protect a sensitive rotator cuff. Recognizing these two phrases ensures you know exactly whether you should be working hard against resistance or easing up to protect a joint.
I absolutely love the imagery in this real-world example. Push out into the belt like you are opening up like a butterfly. When you hear push out into, don't just think of the literal translation. Visualize the butterfly's wings spreading. That mental image perfectly captures the outward expanding force the instructor wants you to achieve with your legs or arms against a resistance band.
Let's cluster a few more dynamic actions together to build up your vocabulary. We have bring next to, like bringing your elbows next to your sides. We have slide on, as if sliding your arms on an invisible table. And pull towards you, or cross across your chest. When you hear these, I want you to focus on the feeling and the mental image of the movement over a rigid word-for-word translation. Imagine that invisible table. It tells your brain exactly what plane of motion your arms should be moving in.
Okay, here is another incredibly common coaching cue. Glue into. An instructor might tell you to stay completely glued into your ribs. Now, obviously, they do not mean literal glue. This is just a really vivid, metaphorical instruction to maintain total stability. It means keep your arms firmly fixed and stable against your torso. It's all about body control.
Section 4. Pacing and Progression. Tekrar ve kontrol sağlama.
Try following this logical timeline to understand the entire life cycle of an exercise set. First, you start off with a baseline, say 10 repetitions. Then, during the exercise itself, you hold for 3 to 5 seconds to really maximize that muscle engagement. Following that, you relax after to recover. And finally, over weeks of training, you work up to a higher goal, like 20 repetitions. This timeline turns abstract English time and counting vocabulary into a highly logical sequence that you can easily track.
Before we leave pacing behind, look at this quote. Push as hard as you comfortably can. This isn't just a vocabulary lesson, folks. This is the ultimate reminder for any fitness journey. It perfectly balances effort with safety. It's the English equivalent of simply saying, listen to your body. You want to exert force, yes, but strictly within your own comfortable limits.
Section 5. The Pro Formula. Fizyoterapistlerin gizli formülü.
So, here is the 4-part formula, the actual decoder ring that physical therapists and pro trainers use to structure their exercise commands. Step 1 is the verb, the action. Step 2 is the direction of the movement, Step 3 is the body part you are moving, and Step 4 is the final position or destination. Spotting this exact pattern instantly removes the confusion from those long, intimidating English sentences. It breaks them down into bite-sized, completely actionable steps.
Let's look at this matrix in action. Take the sentence, push your knee down into the floor. It locks perfectly into our formula. Verb, push, body part, your knee, direction, down, position, into the floor. Or how about squeeze the ball in between your knees? Verb, squeeze, body part, the ball, position, in between your knees. It is incredibly systematic. Once your brain recognizes this structure, translating the movement in real time becomes completely automatic. As we wrap up today's explainer, I want you to hold on to these two core concepts. Listen to your body and progress to the next set. You now have the real tools to decode the language of fitness. By understanding the setup, the active commands, the pacing, and that amazing pro formula, you can confidently engage with any English workout routine and smoothly progress to the next level of your fitness journey without missing a single beat.
Which leaves us with one final empowering question. Now that you've totally decoded the language, are you ready to press play on your next English workout without ever having to hit pause? Take these new tools, roll out your mat, and go crush that next set. Keep learning, keep moving, and I'll catch you next time.